Hi, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate the precise p-value in Gretl. As we discussed before, theoretically, you should be able to extract information for the value of alpha corresponding to each possible value of t. However, such a table would be ridiculously large. That's why we mostly concentrate on the most common values. However, if you use any kind of statistical software such as eViews, R, or Gretl in our case, you can easily compute the precise p-value. So first of all, I would like to get back to something we discussed during one of the first lectures, and the topic was related to normal distribution. So I demonstrated to you how to compute the histogram for any variable and how to assess the normality of probability distribution visually. However, we also investigated the results of the statistical test where zero hypothesis states that data is distributed normally. So here we have some sample data from Gretl. Here we have equally weighted returns, probably for the United States. We have to click frequency distribution, and we want to test against normal distribution. So yes, here we are. And we can also take a look at more precise data. Give me a second. So this is information about cumulative probabilities. This is not something we're interested in. So this is what we're interested in. Test for null hypothesis of normal distribution. So when you investigate the results of any statistical test, again, we are going to discuss more of them when we proceed to the part about econometrics. You are always interested in the null hypothesis, how it is formulated exactly. So here, null hypothesis states that data is distributed normally. And as you can see, the p-value of the test is very close to zero. It's definitely smaller than 0.01 or 1%. So this means that we can reject the null hypothesis of normal distribution at 1% level of significance in favor for the alternative hypothesis, which states that data is not distributed normally. So I believe it's very useful, probably most useful part of this software. So there is another option, because you can also use tools, and you can use p-value finder option. So you have several kinds of distribution. So far we discussed normal distribution and t-distribution. So we are going to discuss t-distribution because normal one is always for a sufficiently large population, and we have only 8 observations, so this is definitely not what we are interested in. So we can go back to one of the problems we discussed. So in the previous video, we tried to assess whether body temperature in the sample is different from the normal one, and the corresponding t-statistic was the 0.8. So here we've got 16 minus 1, 15 degrees of freedom, and the value is 0.8. So here we are. So for two-tailed test, p-value is approximately 0.44, which makes sense because we reported 0.5, and just to stay on the safer side, we took the smaller value. So here everything perfectly coincides with the result of our analysis. And for one-tailed test, you will have to remember that two-tailed p-value is 2 multiplied by p-value for one tail. So basically, if we perform one-tailed test, p-value is going to be even larger. So yeah, that was it. I really hope it was useful. At least it was useful for me when I first discovered this tool. And thank you for watching. See you in the next lecture.